You know that feeling? Scrolling online, maybe seeing something that just makes you furious? That feeling of outrage.
Oh yeah, it's everywhere.
It feels like more than just reacting sometimes, doesn't it? We wondered, what if there's something else going on? Something almost rewarding.
Hmm.
So today we're doing a deep dive into this whole outrage thing. We looked at some material, discussions exploring it, trying to figure out what's really driving it and, well, what it's doing to us.
And it gets really interesting when you look at the brain, actually. There's research suggesting that feeling, or even just expressing outrage, it triggers dopamine.
Dopamine, like the pleasure chemical.
Exactly, the same one involved in reward pathways.
Oh.
So yeah, getting angry online can, neurologically speaking, feel good.
Wow. Okay. So being righteously ticked off actually gives your brain a little hit, a reward.
Kind of, yeah. It's a bit unsettling when you frame it like that, but the mechanism seems to be there.
And I bet this connects straight to social media, right?
Yeah.
It feels like these platforms run on outrage sometimes.
They absolutely do. I mean, think about it. Their goal is engagement. Keep you clicking, keep you scrolling, keep you reacting.
Right.
And what gets a stronger reaction than outrage? The algorithms learn this. They prioritize it. We saw this statistic, something like a 17% spike in retweets for every word expressing outrage in a tweet.
17%. That's
Yeah.
huge. So our brains are sort of primed to enjoy this feeling just a bit.
Well, it hit a dopamine, yeah.
And the online environment is basically designed to feed us more and more of it because it keeps us hooked.
It's a perfect storm, really, a cycle.
Yeah.
Brain reward meets algorithmic amplification.
Okay, so it feels good momentarily, keeps us online. But what's the downside? What are the consequences of this constant outrage cycle?
Well, the stuff we reviewed points pretty clearly towards increased division, polarization, communities getting fractured,
Makes sense. Hard to find common ground when everyone's shouting.
and it fosters contempt, not just disagreement, but actual contempt for people who see things differently. That makes real conversation almost impossible.
Yeah, contempt is a conversation killer. There was that example, the Covington Catholic High School incident. Do you remember that?
Vaguely, yes. The video clip that went viral.
Exactly. A short clip sparked massive outrage instantly. But then more context came out, longer videos.
Right, and the initial picture wasn't quite the full story.
But did the outrage just vanish? Not really. For many, that initial reaction solidified. People stayed in their sort of outrage silos.
Echo chambers.
Yeah, reinforcing that first emotional hit, making it really difficult to step back and reevaluate even with new information.
And that persistence is key, isn't it? The reluctance to update our view once that strong emotion takes hold. It speaks volumes about how hard it is to challenge our own initial emotional stance.
So how do we even start to push back against this,
Yeah.
against our own brain chemistry and these powerful algorithms? The material mentions something called intellectual humility.
Yes. It's basically acknowledging the limits of our own knowledge,
Mm.
realizing we probably don't have the full picture.
Okay, so step one is admitting you might be wrong, or at least missing something.
Exactly. A really practical way to practice this is just asking yourself, honestly, okay, what am I missing here? Just that question can shift your perspective.
That's interesting, and it forces you to look for information rather than just react to information.
Precisely. And someone researching this put it really well. They said, you can't be curious when you're judging.
Ooh, I like that. Curiosity and judgment can't really coexist. If you're judging, you've already decided. If you're curious, you're still open.
Right. And that outrage, it's often based on judgment, on a snap decision. It can feel intense, but it's often superficial, like a cheap high, as one source put it.
A cheap high, yeah. Intense, but maybe not very nourishing, ultimately draining.
Very draining.
So the real challenge maybe isn't just avoiding outrage, but consciously trying to choose something else, like
Yep.
empathy, or at least curiosity over anger.
That seems to be the core of it, making that conscious shift. Because think bigger picture for a second. If our society is just running on contempt and constant outrage, how do we solve problems?
Yeah.
How do we think clearly? How does any real healing happen?
Right. It's like trying to have a serious discussion in the middle of a food fight. Nothing productive gets done.
Exactly. It really hinders our ability to think individually and collectively. It leaves you wondering, what kind of society are we building if that's our main mode of interacting?